Welcome, welcome, welcome. Mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, gender. Countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There's some who can do that, and they do not do it with willpower. That's what I keep telling you. It is not by might, it is not by power, but it is by spirit. Might and power denote force and effort. Spirit means ease. So what does that actually mean? It means you get into your mind's eye and you define. You say to yourself, wait, what would I be doing if? And you begin to play out the scenario in your mind. You begin to play out the scenario of your change in your mind's eye. Here's how you play it out. If my channel were really big, and come and tell me how much they changed their lives, whew. And I begin to go think that my internet's funny today. 30 people have changing their lives. What? And they're giving you testimony after testimony after testimony. Woo! Girl, can I get an amen? I'd be stomping. I'd be saying hallelujah. Right? I would be, tickled pink. That's exactly how I would feel. To know that people are applying the principles and changing their lives. And they will never go back. Mentally, once you stretch that, you're not going to go back. You're going to keep moving forward in that pathway. That, to have a room, I've been in rooms where there are like 1,500 people. And I'm like, what the hell would I do in a room of 1,500 people? What? And you get all kind of giddy and you're like, well, okay, what would I do? How would they be quiet? Would people be trying to talk over each other? Like, what would be happening in there? And the only thing that I'm focused on is, what would it feel like if in a room of 1,500 people? And I start to just feel that. So that now when I get up and I get in the mirror, I start answering questions that I think people would be asking. I start responding. I start getting comfortable with being in a space like that. And that's all I do. Am I in a space like that right now? No. Not physically. Psychologically, I am. Because that is the inevitable outcome of rehearsal, is to act it out. So if you are rehearsing in your mind's eye what you would be doing if you were the man or the woman you wanted to be, if you weren't anxious, if you weren't broke, if you weren't single, do you see what I'm saying? What would you be doing? Everybody wants to be in a relationship. And I've seen these rooms where they say, how should a woman behave in a relationship? What the hell? How would you behave in a relationship? It has nothing to do with the other person. The other person is a reflection of you. So how would you behave in the relationship? What kind of woman, what kind of man would you be? How would you talk to your partner? How would you hold your partner? Would you buy your partner flowers? Would you run your partner a bath? Well, that would mean you have some sort of consideration about you. So this is how you begin to define the type of relationship you want to be in, instead of saying, these hoes are for the streets. These men are no good. You can't find a good man. You keep saying that. You keep projecting no good men. You keep projecting no good women. Because the principle of correspondence says, as within, so without. If you keep saying, oh my God, I look like a snaggletooth, I'm ugly, ain't nobody gonna wanna be with me, you keep talking to yourself like that over and over and over again. You'll have to keep talking to yourself over and over and over again like that. But what happens from that inner conversation? You meet people who confirm what you believe about yourself. Ow. So here's something that you can do, because I'm all about the experimentation. If I tell you to put on your favorite pair of undies, you know, the ones that make you feel real good, do you put those on over top of your clothes or under your clothes? You put them on under your clothes, right? Now, when you put it on, the way it feels against your skin, well, that's nice, right? But when you put it on, you walk somewhere and you feel real good about yourself because it's like a little secret. Nobody knows that you're wearing special or favorite undies. They don't know that your undies give you hidden courage. They don't know that. It's exactly the same thing when you're talking to yourself for the new attitude, the new mood. Nobody knows that that's what you're doing. But what do they see? They see the evidence of how you feel about yourself. They don't know why, because they can't see the invisible. Unless, of course, you're some of the people I encounter who come into the store and all their booty hanging out. But, then I see the invisible. But, that's another story. Nobody sees that invisible part of you that you say, this, this makes me feel really good. They also don't see the invisible part of you that says, oh, God. They don't see that part, but they see the behavior. They see the physical evidence. You know how you can say sometimes, oh my God, that person is just, it's like they walk with their own umbrella because it only rains on them. That's telling you what their predominant mood is. It didn't start that way for everybody to see it right away. It became that over time. So if you want the change to occur, you must remain persistent in your rehearsal of who you say you now are. Nobody sees it right away. You see those people, those sports people who come out like Serena and they play tennis and you're like, well, damn. Well, you know what you don't see? You don't see how many times they're on that court, hitting that ball, raising that shoulder, but their physiotherapist does. It's called repetitive stress on the joints. You don't see it, but it's there because they keep doing the same thing the same way every time. Which means you don't see when they rehearse, you just see the end result. So, if you rehearse the desired outcome of your new life, right? And you stay the course, how does it make you feel to know that you don't have to remain as you are anymore, that you can change? How does that make you feel? You use that feeling of relief to say, well, thank God it couldn't have happened any sooner. Well, damn, we couldn't have gotten here any faster, Angela. Oh, I'm so glad I'm not the same anymore. Oh, hallelujah. It feels so good. Like taking off your shoes, taking off your bra, and you're like, oh, hallelujah. Feels good, doesn't it? That's the feeling you want. When you foster that feeling within yourself, that knowing within yourself that you're going to have that feeling because that's the only feeling you can have from the result of your change. Now it helps you to stay faithful to the what would I be doing if I were the man or the woman I wanted to be? It keeps you faithful there. Just like if you hate somebody, you faithfully think of them all the time. Faithfully. Can't stand that heifer. That's what you say. Man, if I choke a bitch. You see, faithfully, you give them that time because you've practiced the hatred of them. That's why you can't hold hot coals and burn somebody else. It is that mental mood that you rehearse that will bring about your change, or the mental mood that you rehearse that will keep you where you are. So you don't fight what you presently are. You turn towards what you want to become and you rehearse how you would be. Because now you're dealing, you're they say fighting fire with fire. Now you're using neurology against neurology. What seemed to be the enemy was your neurology, your pathway that you were following. All you're doing now is setting down a new one. You're like, take that, neurology. I got a new neurological pathway today. Ow. Does this make sense to you? Do you comprehend? I felt like being a Chris Tucker for a moment. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth in rush hour? Do you get what I'm saying to you today? Because here's the thing. My sisters and I don't get along. We don't see eye to eye. Ask me why, and I will tell you I don't remember why because it's been that long, but they know why. And they hold it. Thus, in their minds, I have not changed. So they treat me according to what they've always treated me like because they don't think that I've changed. And that is what people do with us sometimes. They treat us the way we used to be. You can't fault them for that. You can't get mad at them for that. You got to have some grace. You know why? Because they're just following a neurological pathway. If you let it get to you, why you got to treat me like that? I'm not the same way anymore. You cannot force someone to see you as you now are, what you've changed into. You cannot force them to do that. Because now, logically, you're going to be fighting against their neurological pathway. And that's going to be one hell of a fight. We would want to call it stubborn. Nah, the pathway's set down. It's the only thing you can do. So you cannot allow the opinions of others and how they feel about you to dictate how you will be. You must comprehend that they are only doing what they are doing because that is their neurological pathway. It is not you. You're busy changing your life. That is where you must keep your focus. And you keep your focus there because of the inevitable outcome, the successful change. This is all it is. Oh, he ain't never gonna change. Oh, she ain't never gonna change. Ooh, do not hold people in your mind in such a fashion because it only reflects upon you. How? You keep reliving the injustice. That's why you say they'll never change. So if you are saying they will never change, have you? Well, you couldn't have because you're thinking the same way every time. That's what keeps you thinking about them. You see how we try to fool ourselves? Ah, but that's another day. I trust that what I've shared with you this morning, I'm going to recap it real nice and package it up for you. The reason why you are mentally exhausted from quote unquote trying to change your life is because logically you want to change, but neurologically you have not. Neurologically, you are repeating the same pattern, principle of rhythm, right? A pattern. You're doing the same thing the same way every time, aka habit. So, the way to get logic and neurologic to be companions, because they are, don't get it twisted. You're always in alignment. You can't not be, because that would be contrary to law. So, to get your logic and your neurologic to line up, begin to see neurologically, meaning in your imagination, what would I be doing if I were the man or the woman I wanted to be? Get there neurologically and begin to rehearse it. Because why? We know the inevitable outcome of rehearsal. Nobody rehearses with just for shits and giggles. We rehearse with the knowledge that we get to act it out. That is why you rehearse. No other reason. So when you rehearse, which is to experience in imagination what you would be doing in reality if you were the man or the woman you wanted to be, you are mentally rehearsing. You are mentally doing what you would be doing and speaking how you would be speaking, feeling how you would be speaking. You would be doing those things. You do them in your mind's eye. Because in your mind's eye, you are literally like the pathway on the field. The pathway on a field, the one that is most trod down is the one that's most walked upon, is it not? But if you have to go through the tall grass, you're going to need some time to keep walking through that tall grass day after day after day after day to get a new track to form. That is what you're doing with your new neurological self. You're forming a new pathway so that you will take it. Now, you don't get rid of the old, because you can't. That's where Alzheimer's will come in and say, "Oh, let me help you with that." No, thanks, I'll pass. Keep the pathway, okay? Trust me, keep the pathway. So the reason why we say that, it doesn't go away. You just make the other one stronger. But here's something. I mentioned it earlier. When you take a particular pathway to work every day, even if you're not going to work, you're going to catch yourself taking that pathway like, "Oh, snap. I'm not going to work. I'm going somewhere else. I snap." And you have to redirect yourself. You're just following the pathway you've always followed. So practice, because logically you know what you want to become. Then neurologically begin to show it to yourself. And that way they are both in alignment. And you just have to remain faithful to who you say you have now become. In other words, keep wearing that secret thing that only you know about, because it makes you act a certain way. This is why people use talismans, you know? It's not that the thing has any power. The thing doesn't have power. But it is what you determined it to represent that gives it the power. So if you put on a little bracelet and you say, "Every time I wear this bracelet, I am confident. I walk into any room and I am just, bam, I'm just, yeah, I'm the bomb, baby. Every time I wear that bracelet." And the moment you put the bracelet on, you feel a sense of courage and newness in yourself. So now nobody knows that that's what you've done with the bracelet. Only you do. But you keep practicing, and every time you put on the bracelet, you do the same thing the same way every time. Do you know that over a matter of weeks, if you forget to put the bracelet on, you're still going to act according to how you put the bracelet on. You might forget to put it on, but you're still going to act accordingly to having put it on. Do you see what I'm saying? Test it. Find a little something. But don't get it twisted. The thing that you find to put on, whether it's your earrings or whether it's a bracelet or a necklace or a pair of shoes or a pair of drawers. Whatever it is has no power. You're the one telling it. You are associating a particular attitude or mental mood with that object. So every time, it's like Pavlov's dogs. He got them to salivate by ringing a bell. He'd show them the steak and ring the bell. Show them the steak and ring the bell. So that by the time he took the steak away and he rang the bell, they'd have the same response. That is what you're doing. I told you I'd summarize it for you. So if you want to experiment, because when you experiment, when you experiment, you'll begin to see for yourself what your power really is. And you'll recognize, oh wait, it wasn't the shoes. It was you telling the shoes, here's how you're going to behave when you wear these shoes. So you're telling yourself, here's how you're going to behave when you do this. So that way it's like them training wheels on the bike. Take the training wheels away when the child is steady. Please tell me that that makes sense for you today and that you will apply it. It's okay. It's okay. Ray Ray, I understand. Yeah, you remain, that's the only constant, is to always be aware. You can't not be aware. That is the first principle. Mentalism, the all is mind. The universe is a mental creation. You are always aware of yourself. That's the first principle. So you can't not be aware. You just decide what to be aware of. So yes, Ray Ray. So who's here with us? Cause I gotta go. I have yacked your ears off for too long this morning. I know Symmetric was here on Twitter. I know Miss McQueen is here, and there's someone else here too. But I see you, my sweet Miss McQueen. Oh, hey girl. I see you. Kettle B, I see you. KZ, I see you. Moon and Dolphin Duck, I see you. Ray Ray, I see you. Thank you all for being here. I trust that it makes sense. And it wasn't a case of Charlie Brown. Wah, 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 wah. Right? So, go forth into this day and comprehend why. And the moment you comprehend why, that's the most significant change there is that you'll make. It will bring you a sense of relief to comprehend. Okay? Countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3, 2. A substances in the house. Flow smiles. Hey girl. I didn't see you guys. I just said hello to everybody and I was counting down and I just saw you guys pop into the room. I was like, oh. Hey ladies. Yes. Listen, I trust it made sense to y'all today, but the proof will be in the pudding, won't it? The proof will be in the pudding. Child, who sent for you? You're like nobody. You brought me here, mama. Oh, my sweet Rue. Anyway, we were at 3, 2, 1. I will see you guys if you want to hang out with us again tomorrow at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know how it is. You know how it is. We're going to be here. And if you have a question from today's subject, because you have a specific situation that you think you need to tell me about, you don't ever need to tell me your business. I just have one question. What do you want to become? That's the question I want to know. So you don't have to tell me your business. Oh my God, I'm so no, no, it's not that I don't care. It's just that just stirs up the water and makes it all muddy. I just need to know what you want to become. That's the question that should occupy your mind because now the answer will lead you where it should. And you don't have to fight it, do you? You're just led. Oh, indeed. Anyhow, my beautiful friends, I gotta go feed these chickens and clean up after the chickens and get my shower and get up and out the door and get to work, 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 right? Ah, yes, little bit, I hear you. Yes, substance. Yes. You begin to experience in imagination what you would be doing if you were the person you wanted to be. Why? Because of the inevitable outcome of rehearsal. We act it out. That is the only reason why we rehearse. We don't rehearse for any other reason. So that's why you experience in imagination what you would be doing if you were the man or the woman you wanted to be. My Roo is purring. He's calling to Lady from the other room. She gonna come out here in a minute. Her and that little chicklet. Oh, yes. Biscuit is doing great. And I still think Biscuit is a girl. I don't know. I don't know what Biscuit is right now. I think Biscuit's a girl. I've got my fingers crossed. Biscuit already knows what it is. I just don't know because I don't know the signs to look for. It's Biscuit is too small because you can't tell right now. But Biscuit is doing great. And you know, Lady done gone and pecked up. Oh my God. Because remember, I have those things taped to the ground so that they don't poop on my carpet. My girl has pecked 2 holes. And I said, girl, if I catch you, I'm going to peck you. And she always gives me that look she gives me. She tilts her head and she goes, who, me? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm never mischievous. That's the look she gives me. I tell you, she knows exactly what she's doing, this little lady. But that's why she's loved by me so much. Because she's so cute. Anywho, you didn't come here to talk about my chickens. But my chickens brighten up my day. What they do. I still can't catch her though. She will come if I shake that can. Oh, she comes running. But she won't let me catch her because she doesn't like to be held. But that's okay. I do have those rare moments where I catch her and I'm like, gotcha now. I say, gotcha, bitch. Anyway, listen, I love you guys. I do, okay? I do. I do. So I'll see you in the morning. Yes, I'll see you on the morrow, my beautiful friends. Let me close Twitter. Twitter is closed. Miss McQueen. And there's a couple other people now on YouTube. Oh. Listen, YouTube and Facebook. I love you. I'll see you. Oh, K-Frame. K-Frame, I didn't even see you. Wow. Welcome, K-Frame. It's good to see you. It is. Anywho. K-Frame says I'm late as hell. K-Frame, that's why the replay exists. So you can catch it. Yeah? All right. Anyhow. Hey, we gonna have to talk about chatter. Fan base, we gonna have to talk about chatter. Don't go nowhere. Just give me a minute. I love you, YouTube and Facebook. I'll see you. Peace out, y'all.